All right, what is up, everybody? It is August 11th, Friday, and we're doing my daily trading recap here. Here's how I ended up for the day. Pretty much very lackluster day. Not a whole heck of a lot going on for me. So basically, lost money, got it back. Lost money, got it back. Like it was basically, and you can see there's no big home run trades, no like big losers, anything like that. It was just kind of mediocre price action, just kind of trading what I see and not winning, not losing. So kind of a boring day, you know, kind of a boring day. But let's get into the trades here. This is my second attempt doing the video because the first one I talked forever about these trades where nothing happened today, right? So I was like, no, I don't want to make a 25-minute video. So let's talk about the trades I took today. So here is oil, right? Oil's just kind of chopping around, chopping around. I did take one ES trade. I'll show you that then, but I'm going to go through all the oil trades first. You can kind of see the sequence then. So, yeah. Anyway, we have our oil orb here. Overnight open is inside the opening range. And from the limited trades that I have on this scenario where overnight open is inside the range, um, if I go how do I say this? If the overnight opens in the bottom half, I was looking I have more success shorting. If the overnight open is in the upper half, I have more success going long. So that's if it's in the range. Now, that's based off of 18 trades only, and I think I got 5 losers out of the 18. So I think 10 won, 3 broke even, and 5 lost. Now, the correlation I found there was all 5 losers we're going in uh, the opposite half of where the overnight open was. So basically, like wherever the midline is, the overnight opens in the bottom half of the range. So I want to take this short. If it's in the upper half of the range, I want to take it long. That's just kind of what I found on my 5 losers. It's not an insane amount of data, So that's just kind of what I saw. Now, um, so I was very kind of I was iffy about taking the orb because of this overnight open. I feel like every CL orb this week has had something in the way, something going wrong with it. That's always been like, I don't know. But anyway, um, we come down here. There was kind of a buy set up back here, but we didn't hit the 5-minute gold line. That minor price resistance right here, it kind of bounced off that minor price resistance. You kind of see over here, right? Didn't make it up to the 5-minute gold line. I probably would have taken that 5-minute gold line had we touched up here and taken it down, knowing full well that I'm going to try and get at least the overnight open, right? And have an order down here that if we do get below the overnight open, I'm going to take that for the orb low. So, but anyway, wasn't meant to be. We didn't get the 5-minute gold line there. It does come down. It does trigger me in at 82.78 for the orb low there. And I really don't like that candle. Like if I could have froze time right there, I would have said to myself, I'm in on the orb low. It made a bullish pin bar as I'm going short, and I got, the bottom tick there, right, by one tick. And this is also making kind of a double bottom W formation that wants to go back up to the 5-minute gold line, right? So we get this next bar, and I'm like, okay, maybe, right? Maybe we just want to break it, right? And then that's what I'm thinking too. Like, if we break this candle low, we got room to go, right? Or if we break the candle high, we can just do this and get us out. Now, what happened on this candle here? So as we break above the high of that candle and we get back into the opening range, I'm like, okay, this thing is looking to go long now, so I'm going to get out. As it hits my stop, it pin bars there, okay? Pin bars there, does a bearish pin bar now, and closes below the overnight open. So when I saw that, right, basically, I shouldn't say closes because I'm in before the close. I mean that we came down back underneath the overnight open and we're hanging around down here where it closed. All right. So I took the re-entry. That's right. I did a re-entry. I never do re-entries, but this one was just too good for me to pass up. I don't really like doing re-entries because it's a slippery slope, you know. And basically, I took this one because of the price action, just from what I was seeing in real time. You know, the flush down. You know, we move back up, the flush down again. You know, trapping some buyers there, the double bottom or the overnight open. So we get this move down, get the flush, and basically I lost 9 ticks on the first trade. Uh, I don't like this how we pin barred back up. We kind of come down again, but there was more fight in this candle than what it appears. There was more kind of, you know, like I thought this was going to end like a doji bar, but or another bullish pin bar. So I end up getting out here, and that candle kind of shows you what I was seeing. It's kind of indecision. It rolls back up. I got my 9 ticks there. So basically, I lost 9 ticks. I made 9 ticks. Back to break even exactly. And then this comes back into the range. Didn't take the 5-minute gold line there because overnight open is now in the way again. And we just kind of hang around the overnight open. Hanging around, there's a flush there, but comes right back up. And my next trade is on oil, it's at 10.12. So I don't take any of that. There's an argument to say that, hey, you know what? There's the, you know, 5-minute red line right there. You got 1, 2, anybody that took that long right there off of that candle is getting flushed right now, getting stopped out, right? There's a stop sweep there on that kind of 1-minute new high. And we're kind of making these equal tops almost, right? Equal tops right there. So you could make an argument that you're going to take this 83.15 entry for a long back up to the orb high, right? I did not do that though. You know, you can see if we break the high of those candles that it should move, right? So I didn't take this at all because it's we have, resistance up here. You know, I'm waiting for a better setup on the day. So moves back up, comes down the 1-minute gold line. I take the 1-minute gold line instead because we aren't, a 60-minute look back period here. I'm in at 10:12. I mean, here's 9:12 back here, right? So it's technically not in 60-minute look. It's in a 60-minute new area. However, I'm putting that with an asterisk because I'm looking back here and I see a pivot right here that we are hitting off of, and I see this up here. So it's not like we're in brand new territory, right? We do have some price action that has been here before, just not in the last 60 minutes. So, and I'm also seeing that these two topping tails right here, right? I'm seeing that there are some sellers coming in. So there's definitely some area up here. If I look at this pivot over here, if I just keep a line right here on the tops of those pivots, and we look over to the left, kind of like right in this area, like right here, okay, you can kind of see where, that's the area to be mindful of. So I'm in there. We got our move up. So it's like, okay, yeah, all right, good. Just go right up to 47. That's my target, right? I'm in at 27. I'm looking for 47. Let's get it. Ooh, I don't really like that red candle right there where we're stagnating here right at the highs, right? Here's our pivots that we just talked about, and we're getting this kind of small little red doji bar. Now, again, this is a small bar. It's not really like it's an engulfing bar or anything like that. I got out really early on this, just taking taking the 5 ticks there, it looks like. Um, I could have held, my management strategy has the low as the stop right here at the low of that candle because we broke above it. And then I should have moved my stop up to here after we make the new high there. So I probably get tagged on that candle right there. That's 32. I'd be at 32 right there anyway. So, spilt milk underneath the bridge, but it kind of you see how it just kind of stagnated here and got held up. But I definitely would have been out in that candle. It does break the high of day. 2020 hindsight, try to just hold and, maybe move the stop to that pivot, but it's hard to know how much do I let this roll back on me. So that's something I'm looking at is my trade management, trying to make sure, trying to go back through my trades and find what works for me the best. Because this kind of choking the trades, I'm finding is not ideal for me. It causes, it's a lot to watch. I feel like when I'm trying to move my stop to each low, I'm living and dying by every tick. And I'd rather just kind of come up with a more simpler strategy, I guess. But that's going to be dependent on me going through my 600 Bob trade history and kind of looking at each setup and what best management strategy would work for me. So next I take an ES trade, but let's go through the oil trades. I didn't take another trade on oil until 11:27. Right here, I take a 5-minute gold line, new high here. We're breaking the pivots. We come back down to the 5-minute gold line right there, and I think it's 5-minute gold line. I guess actually it might be a 1-minute gold line. Doesn't look like this touched here, so 1-minute gold line there. I'm in there, and we have this doji bar, right? So that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see, I'm in on the new high, and then I'm immediately down, 5 ticks, right? The idea is not to enter these trades and go down 5 ticks right away. It should be I'm getting a new candle high, and we should be in profit right away. I want to see myself +3, +10, right? Whatever, something green. I shouldn't get in and then be wicked, be wicked down and be like taking heat right away on the trade, right? How many times do you get in, you're instantly in red, and it turns around and works in your favor, as opposed to just kind of continuing in the red. So I'm out there, but then this bar comes in, and I'm like, oh man, why am I reading the price action, living and dying by every tick? But eventually, it doesn't really work. It stops us. It would have stopped me out anyway. So yeah, that's the oil trade there. And then 12:27, I come back later on pretty much, and I take a 5-minute gold line here, off a new high of day. First touch of the gold line. Technically, it's a reset. I don't really count this as a crossover, even though it kind of dipped here because our trend is up already. I don't really count that kind of little move. So this is just a regular 5-minute gold line for me after a reset. And in there, and same concept, right? Same thing. We're in, and then we had a wick down. Here, I'm in by a tick, and it gets wicked down. So I'm watching this with a tight stop here. I'm tightening my stop. I'm in at what, I think 61. Yeah, I'm in at 61. I'm already moving my stop up to 52 right there, the little candles. Once that candle breaks here, I'm up to 56. Like I'm really having a tight stop on this, just because I don't really. We should be going. Like I want momentum. I want to be at 83.70. That's where I want to be. You know. Uh, Again, tightening the candles, tighten my stop, just following the lows of the candles here, being a little bit more aggressive with my stop, not really waiting for the new high. And because again, there's junk here, right? There's junk. You got pivots here. You got a pivot right here. Like we could respect any of these candles here. So I'm just keeping a tight stop. I'm at 65, I believe, right here. No, I'm at 62. Sorry. So I get out at 62. So my stop's up here, and then I'm out there on that red candle, just following the lows again. Broke the low, I'm out. So that's kind of what I watched there. I didn't take this one, even though it says it's a touch. It's not a trigger because we did not make a new high of day. So didn't trade any of this now. Didn't trade any of this. No new high. Not looking for anything. I do get a red line trade there, and it looks like it didn't work. A little new high right there. I didn't take that just because I don't think I was actually on my screens at the time. I didn't really, again, I didn't really like the movement. Like, we're not really making a new high. We're not coming off a new high. So that was the main thing for me. Not that that's a rule. It's just what I was seeing at the time. And after this kind of debacle, I was like, we're not really getting follow through. I need to see a good trade, right? Like a A+ setup, not just kind of meandering. So my final trade on oil was at 2 o'clock. So I'm watching all this. We're getting some crossovers here. I can understand why you're taking the crossover trades here, like right here, especially maybe the red line right here. So um, once we had this kind of separation here, now we're coming back above. I see this movement up, so that's giving me some promise here that we're breaking the pivots to the side over here. I'm being mindful of these pivots over here. and we come back to the gold line. This is where I took this gold line trade, questionable pivot right there, maybe, right? Questionable pivot break right there. I was more looking at this right here, kind of looking at the support. Like if I had the line right there, there's a clear pivot right there. You can see where my cursor is, right over on where I got in. So I'm in there and just following it up. This is kind of like a red line trade now, not a gold line. It's more of a red line trade because technically that candle's on the red line, not the gold line anymore. So I'm following again, I'm knowing that this is not, looking at this, it's not A plus setup, right? I'm watching this here, and even though it's working in my favor, I'm still trailing the lows of these candles because I don't really have a cushion for the day. I'm not at max loss. Today's just kind of like a blah day, and so my last trade of the day at 2 o'clock here. I know I'm not, 2 o'clock on a Friday, I'm not looking for a grand slam, just trying to get, just trading the trade, right? Looking for 73 here up at the pivots, pretty much is what I'm looking for. Like I'm thinking that we're probably going to have a move back here off of 73. So if I can get 73, that'd be great. Okay. So I'm just trailing the lows of the candles, trailing the lows of the candles. Then we get this bar. Now this bar here, all right, this bar here literally almost appears on the chart as that pin bar. So I was talking about that 73 level. I actually had my target was up here still, and I thought maybe we come up here, and if we got some hesitation, I'd be looking to close the trade manually or trail my stop. This thing flashed up so fast. This was literally like this pin bar appeared like that on the screen, and then we muddled around here for like the rest of that minute. And I mean that took like maybe 2 seconds at the most to flash up, flash down. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's uncharacteristic for this move that we just had here. That's a big bearish sign right there. A little liquidity grab and bring it back down. So I have my stop here at 65 on this previous candle, right? I'm actually thinking I can move it up there, but I don't want to be too aggressive. I want to get this chance to work. So I'm at the previous candle, -1 tick at 65. We get that flash like that, and I'm like, uh-oh. And boom, we get a death candle, right? We get the red candle here that flushes through everything, right? Bulls take the stairs, the bears take the window. Boom, there you go. So good exit there. That's kind of what scared me there was that pin bar. So, and that moves lower. So those are my trades on oil. Let's get to my ES trade here quickly. So ES here, not really doing much. I didn't really take anything on ES out of here. My only trade on ES was at 1027. There was a 5-minute gold line here that I missed because it kind of looked like that at first. I was looking for another candle down, and then it kind of brought the moving average got raised up into this bar as it closed towards the highs there. So I have to be more mindful of that to watch for a bar that's kind of bringing sweeping the moving average up instead of just kind of piercing it. So, but yeah, that was a good 5-minute gold line. That one worked pretty well. Goes up the overnight open. And this is where we're above the overnight open right now. So I'm thinking, the idea is that we're going to hit the overnight open and come back down underneath it. We've closed multiple times now, open and closed above the overnight open. So I'm thinking that they want to take this higher, right? And we come back down. Here's the 1-minute gold line. I get in on the new high, the 1-minute gold line here, because technically the entry is above the overnight open. We've had several candles above the overnight open here, and I'm looking for this to kind of bounce off the overnight open. Now, we break and retest, right? So I got the 1-minute gold line and the overnight open. And again, the same thing. We get this, ticked in entry, the peekaboos, right? I talked about before in the previous video. And we get this kind of doji candle. I'm not trying to get in here for a new high so that I can sit in this candle and make a doji and be down 5 ticks of heat, right? So I end up when this candle kind of comes back down on me like this and is now trading below the overnight open, I just get out. I get out -7 ticks. It might have actually been like the third touch as well, the 1-minute gold line, I believe. So we were coming off. It was high day, but Um, yeah, I just got out. I got scared. To be honest with you, I got scared. I got scared because it wasn't showing, it wasn't showing the movement that I thought I was going to get. And S&B Capital talks about a shot clock on your trades, and the shot clock here for me was kind of going off because, I want to see that momentum. I want to be in profits, and I'm not in profits. And a lot of my trades that, when I take heat on a trade, I think I have a more higher probability that I'm going to end up stopping out on the trade, or the trade's not going to work in my favor versus the trade, coming back and reviving itself, right? So, um, yeah, that's just me. I just got out there a little early, but it ended up being a good exit there. So it would have been a full stop. So, and I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, in this area here, right? When I'm here, or when I'm here, let's say, even maybe I'm still in the trade, right? I would be out here, but maybe you're still in the trade. Is your edge still present in this moment right here? Do you still feel like our edge is there? I would say no. I would say this is kind of random now that my edge is no longer present. My edge was here to move higher. We haven't done that, so I got out. And those are my trades for today. I'm going to end it there because I'm getting long-winded again. So, hope you guys have a great weekend. My account balance is at 24,167 and 14 cents. So 24,167, down from 25,000. So not ideal. This account is going the wrong way. I think my trailing threshold has not really moved all that much. I think I got the 25,100 at one point in this account. It wasn't really. I really haven't been in profit that much. I've been getting nickel and dimed the whole week. So, um, yeah, I mean, this is kind of the epitome of my trading this week. Is kind of just small wins, small losses. I feel like I'm not getting a big win this week at all. So that's what's kind of hampering me, is that I'm taking some full losses. I haven't been taking any full wins. So that's kind of what I feel is hurting me here, that I want to go back through my trade history and kind of come up with kind of review my management strategy and see what I'm doing. Because clearly it's not, clearly I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So anyway, I'm going to end it there, and I will see you guys next week. Trade well. Bye bye.